Hey YouTube, what's up, what's up? Hey guys, gonna be doing some live streaming. Live stream tonight on YouTube, Sunday evening. Here we go. We're live now. Welcome to Street Level Spirituality. We're doing complimentary 3-card readings. Just hanging out with the peeps. Seems to always be a good event for people. People like hanging out. I like hanging out. Met some awesome new friends here. I met Priscilla and Andre the last couple days. So we're just gonna warm up here a little bit and do some shuffling. Get these. It seems like I'm always figuring something out here, but I think everything looks pretty good. How's everyone doing tonight? Thanks for coming along. Just type !join at any time and you will receive a place in the queue. It's all automatic, robotic. How are you guys doing? How was your weekend? Trying to bring some spirit online here. Bring some positivity. Some constructive views, opportunities to look at things differently. Now, I don't know what's going on with my lighting here, but it seems a little dark, doesn't it? Let's go up like that. Kind of going for this moody lighting. How's that? Brighter? Oh, that's pretty good, huh? Let's do that. Brighten it up a little bit. Don't be shy if you want to. If you have a question, chime in. It gets busy once people start wanting readings. It gets busy. So if you want one, get in early. Let's check out the cards for tonight. And I don't know. Is that too bright? Maybe it's too bright. I don't know. We're doing our best here. Let's check out our robotic queue and see what's going on. We got our robotic queue on. The queue is open. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So anyway, been a nice weekend. Looks like people are getting out more and more. Depends on what part of the world you're in. Now, when I do this at night, sometimes I get a lot of people from all around the world, which is fun. Sometimes there's a little bit of a language barrier, but it's not bad, and it's nice to get to know people, and it's been a great learning experience for me, and connecting with other people. And now that does look a little bright, doesn't it? So let's go down just a little bit. How's that? Still a little bright, huh? Yep. Just go with that, huh? How's that? And we call it Astro-Tarot because I can ask you questions about your astrology signs. I can look things up in regards to your astrology. The more you know about your sun sign or moon sign or rising sign, the more I can help. I can also do a compatibility lookup where we look at your sign and the sign of somebody you love or are interested in. And I can actually give you a numerical percentage along with areas that you guys are compatible and some areas that maybe there's room for the structures and stuff like that. We have old structures breaking down. We have new movement coming forward and being sensitive in Cancer here, 0 degrees Cancer. Now we're at 0 degrees Cancer. This North Node is the end of it. It's going to be moving into Gemini Sagittarius, which should be really interesting. We've got a lot of Gemini energy coming up. And it's a lot of fun. Just don't get yourself in trouble, if you know what I mean. So anybody you want a reading, feel free to chime in anytime. We just do we have a queue. So just type !join and that will put you in the reading queue. And then I'm happy to do a 3-card reading. Any donation of any amount receives a full Celtic cross reading, which is, good 15-20 minutes. And I'll go in depth and make sure everything's nice and tidy and clear by the end. But while we wait, let's talk about the, I know what we can do. Let's talk about the zodiac. Let's talk about the houses. Let's get a little, let's see here. You know what? Well, actually, I have a question about Virgo on Virgo. Someone was talking about a Virgo dating a Virgo. Yeah, it looks like they've got about a 65% compatibility rate with pretty neutral in any aspects of positives or negatives. It's pretty cool. Now, what are some of these highest combinations? Some of the highest combinations I see are Capricorn and Taurus, 98% compatibility, very harmonious, great sexual chemistry, and a good work combination. So Capricorn, Taurus, you got any Capricorns and Tauruses out there? Congratulations. It's a lot of Earth though, man. It's a lot of Earth energy. There's some of these other compatibility. Ooh, there's another high one. Pisces and Cancer. Wow, I had no idea. I have no idea. I actually have a Pisces full moon and a Cancer ascendant, so apparently my ascendant and my full moon get along really well. Let's see what are some of these other higher ones. Scorpio and Pisces. Wow, I actually wasn't aware of that. Pisces and Scorpio. Interesting combination. Very emotional. They're very harmonious together, and they have great sexual chemistry. So I guess if you want to go to the depths, go Scorpio, Pisces. Let's see here. What else we got? Looks like Gemini and Aquarius is quite good at around 85%. And let's see what else we got here. Leo and Aries. Woo. Fire. 97% compatibility rate. Leo and Aries, that they're very harmonious and they have great sexual chemistry. It looks like a lot of these that rate really high, it's a combination of harmony and sexual chemistry, which I guess when you're in a relationship, that's what you want, right? A sexual relationship, I should say. What are the ones we got here? Check out some of these higher ones. Sagittarius and Aries coming in at 93% compatibility. With a harmonious, great sexual chemistry, and low commitment. Ooh, low commitment. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. Looks like that's the challenging things. Low in commitment. Yeah, you know, I really appreciate the fire and energy and drive of like an Aries and the friendliness of a Sagittarius, but they definitely are there when it's good and kind of disappear sometimes. Definitely not that Taurus type energy of commitment. Sunday night readings. Going out to the world. Let's see some other ones here. Looks like, wow, another one. Very interesting. Libra and Leo, of all signs. Libra and Leo, 97%. And that is just very harmonious. Interesting. And let's see here. Let's check out some more here. Let's look at some of the lower ones. Let's see signs that just probably shouldn't be dating. How low does it go? Well, we've got a 38% compatibility between Taurus and Aries. Wow. So I guess Taurus and Aries. I guess most signs that kind of are right next to each other like that, they just don't have a harmonious angle. You know, if you look at, like, so for instance here, let's look at this. I guess I don't really fit in there really well, do I? Let's adjust this window a little bit, huh? No, not me. Let's lock that. Time passages now. This is my time passages astrology software, and I'm still learning, but there's a lot of buttons here going on. So that's what's going on right now. I guess we don't need all this stuff, but this does show us the date, so let's do that. And let's bring this in here. There we go. You can see my mug in there. So what I was saying here is, if you look, on the, I don't have my pointer anymore, but if you look up on the top right, Taurus is the circle with the kind of the horns on top. Aries is this kind of ram looking shape here next to it. So they're right next to each other. So they don't aspect each other within thirds. They're right next to it. So they kind of grind each other a little bit. Any sign that grinds each other can kind of affect things a little bit. So like in one way, like it really explains generations, right? So generations are usually identified with by their Pluto. There's a big part of it's how they revolutionize and transform society, right? So you know, generations tend to not get along really good because it's really just their Pluto aspect changing every so many years, and ones that are right next to each other don't get along. The ones that are kind of skip a generation tend to get along, right? So if there's a generation between you and another generation, there seems to be some sort of harmony because it's within some sort of thirds there. I guess that would be a sextile, a sixth of the chart. And then any that are, I guess, 4 generations away would be in a trine, which would be really beautiful, but I guess there's probably not a lot of people that live that long. So anyway, I'm right up against the millennials, between the millennials and the boomers. And yeah, I pretty much feel like a loner out here, just like with a peace flag waving, right? Anyway, what I would like to do is I'm going to start doing some video call interviews. My mom's an amazing astrologist and tarot reader, and I think I'm going to get her in on some of these. But anyway, yeah, it's been nice. I'm just kind of putting myself out there and connecting with the community. And yellow, and we are back. It is time. We're gonna light some incense here. Some Nag Champa. And then let's get this session going, huh? Send some good vibes out there. Ask for guidance and connection. And we can be of service here tonight. If I can get this put out. There we go. There we go. Let's do some shuffling here. That was not a good shuffle. I guess I should probably be looking at the cards when I'm shuffling, right? So I guess we could go through, talk about some of the signs a little bit. Let's talk about Aries. Aries are ruled by the planet Mars. Their associated body part is the head. They are considered adventurous, pioneering, burning, brave, impulsive, naive, and impatient. These are all aspects or things that we lean towards, and as we incarnate into this planet, we kind of learn to balance and master these things. Oh my God, it's Priscilla. Hey Priscilla, how are you? Nice to see you again. What have you been up to? Are you bored? Are you chilling? Thanks for stopping by. I'm just starting out. Just lit up some incense. Lit a candle. And how's it going, birthday girl? I will. What's going on in Priscilla land? You want to talk about Tauruses? You want to do some astrology, Priscilla? What do you want to do? I got you on the astrology. You want to do your chart? You want to learn about Taurus? What do you want to do? You want to learn about compatibility? I'm trying to remember, who was your... Yeah. Well, you know what? I guess I kind of get bored too, and I've kind of designed this whole thing as an opportunity for me to do something that I enjoy, right? And I can connect with other people, you know? Taurus. Let's talk about Taurus for a second. You're a Taurus. Oh, here's another thing. What was you just did your break? Are you still love life? You guys still broken up? What's going on? You guys been chit-chatting? Connecting? So what was the sign of this this fellow or female? I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know if it was a boy or girl. Can't jump to any conclusions these days. I'm not sure. But your partner, was it was it a Leo? I do so many. The bowl. Because I can look up, I can do a quick little comparison chart here. I just got this little chart I put together. It tells real basic connections between signs. Here, actually, you know what I can do here? For fun, you don't speak to them? Well, you probably made a decision, because when Tauruses make decisions, it's typically final. Let's look up Taurus. Let's see. Taurus. What sign does Taurus get along with best? Any guesses? Well, let's see. We can start with the lowest. Tell you who not to date. Oh, a Sag. Okay, all right. Well, let's check it out. You ready? Sagittarius. Let's look up Taurus and Sagittarius. This is just real high level. Taurus and Sag. I don't know. It doesn't sound good to me. Oh my God, Priscilla, what are you doing? Taurus and Sagittarius only have a 30% compatibility. 30%. In fact, I don't see... Yep, there's not one sign that's lower. So, I don't know. I think... I don't know. He probably had an ascendant or something like that you were attracted to. I don't know. Yeah, 30%, Priscilla. Got to get your meter checked in. So now, let's go up from there. That's the lowest, right? So these are the signs you're going to want to avoid, okay? The last person you're ever going to want to date is a Sagittarius. That's only a 30% compatibility. It says you guys have nothing in common. It says you have nothing in common. Sagittarius, and then and that you're highly volatile together. So I don't know what to tell you, Priscilla. You blew that one. Anyway, yeah, so Sagittarius, no. Okay, your second least compatible is Gemini, right? So you want to avoid the Geminis. Again, highly volatile and nothing in common. Geminis and Sages, that's what you want to avoid, okay? Your third, this is going up, right? So this is getting a little bit better. So at 38% compatibility with Aries, you have nothing in common, but at least it's not volatile. So, so far it's Sagittarius, Gemini, and Aries. Don't do it. Bonita. Hello. Thanks for stopping by. Me and Priscilla were hanging out. I was just telling her she had a breakup with a Sag, and so we were just going through some of the signs that she does good with and signs she does not do good with. So far, she needs to avoid Sagittarius, Aries, and Gemini. Bonita, if you would like a reading, just type !join, and it'll throw you in the reading. I'll do a 3 card reading, and any donation receives a full reading. So if anybody wants to make a donation, I'll give you a full Celtic cross reading. But Priscilla, let's see. I'll give you your top 3. How's that? Your top 3 in ascending order from the 3rd best all the way to the top best for you. Taurus, let's see, 98%, 97%. What's the third one from there? 85, 90, 90. Okay, all right, so here you go. Ready for your top 3? Your top 3 are 90% you have a 90% compatibility with Virgos. So Taurus and Virgos, good combination. That is a harmonious combination. That's also a good work combination. So that's one for you, Priscilla. And then, so that's 90% compatibility. Now going up from there, you have a 97% compatibility. Can you guess, Taurus? With Cancer, which I actually didn't know that Tauruses and Cancers got along that well. Probably because they're both very home-loving, right? So Cancer, that's 97%. And that is harmonious and great sexual chemistry, right? You need that, or, what are you guys doing? Just hanging out, being friends? So Cancers, so that's your second best. It's pretty much tied with your first best. That's 97% compatibility, Priscilla. So look out for a good Virgo or Cancer. Looks like the Virgo is not going to be as stimulating, if you know what I mean. And then your highest combination, which makes sense because Taurus is like reliability, is Capricorn, believe it or not. Another earth sign. 98% compatibility. So your best bet is going to be Capricorn. You guys are harmonious. You have great sexual chemistry. And you're a good working combination. So that's all 3. So your baby's father is a Virgo. You can't stand him. Yeah. No. Sorry. My baby mama's a Taurus, and I don't think I can stand her, but I'm still attracted to her because Tauruses are just super attractive, Anyway, Bonita, I'm not sure if my robot's working here. Let me check and see if it entered you into the queue. But either way, you get a reading. Nope. Looks like Astro-Tarot reading queue. It's open. You typed in join. I can see it. Well, apparently my robot is not cooperating, but I can see that you're there and see that you're ready. Now, Bonita, can I ask you a question? What's the theme? What questions do you have? What's going on in your life? Is it love? Is it, what is it? Work? He lied too much. The Virgo? Yeah, I don't know what to say, man. Yeah, I don't know. Relationships in general. I mean, I'm not dating right now, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm missing out. I mean, it's nice to have someone to cuddle up to, I guess, but oh man, it's expensive, if you know what I mean. And I'm not talking about money. I ain't talking about money. So anyway, so Bonita, what's going on in your life? You got work questions, career questions. You don't know where you're going. Do you looking for some spiritual growth? Coming up for love for me. Well, where you been? You single, just getting out of something, divorced, young, old? Where you at? And what sign are you? Tell me what astrology sign you are. And if you know anything about your ascendant sign or your moon sign, please send that over, or your Venus sign. That's going to be important too. Send any of that information over you can, and I'll let you know what I can do there. If not, I can just give you a general love reading. Let's start tuning in to Bonita's energy. I'm Priscilla. Chime in anytime. I love your company. It's nice to hang out. We can be bored together. Taurus. Let's read about a Taurus while we're shuffling here. Tauruses are an earth sign. A single Gemini. Well, ain't this a great time for you? Because guess what? The sun's about to go in Gemini, which you know. You're going to be your birthday soon. It was just Priscilla's birthday. Happy belated, Priscilla. And Venus is going into Gemini. Venus is going into Gemini within the next 2 weeks. So that's great for Geminis because it means that you will be more attractive as Venus activates your sign. Now let's see. Let's check out this Astro split screen view here. This is the astrology today. And if you look at it here, I usually have a little pointer in here, but when I went over to YouTube, I had to redo this and I forgot my pointer. But if you look on about 9 o'clock on the chart there, just right up above there a little bit, there's a little green sign. That's the sign for Venus. And right next to it is the sign for Gemini. So anything in yellow there on the left around 9 o'clock, that's all Gemini. So you can see Venus is already in there. So what it's doing is it's connecting with, it's creating, all themes of Venus are making you more attractive. And one thing to be aware of, Bonita, is that I was born on Earth Day. Oh, that's fun. Are you an Earth? Well, you're an Earth sign. You're born on Earth Day. I wonder what your moon and ascendant sign. Now, Priscilla, I'll tell you what. I'll give you a favor. Every once in a while, I do favors like this. Is if you are interested in getting your birth chart done, if you don't have it already, I can send it over to you. I usually charge like $40 on my website, but I'm happy to do that for you because I have free time sometimes, and it's not that difficult for me to do. So if you're interested, just let me know. I'll give you a link for that or contact for that. So anyway, so Bonita, okay, now Venus is going to go retrograde this month and in your sign. So it's an interesting time where you might be attracted to people you wouldn't usually be attracted to, and vice versa. The problem with Venus going retrograde, it's going to be retrograde for about a month and a half, is during that time period you can make connections with people, but when Venus goes direct at the end of June, then you may not feel the same way about them. So you do want to be mindful. Now, you could have a lot of fun during the second half of May and June, but just keep in mind that it's probably more of a fling than it is long term. Oh no, Priscilla, I was saying I'm happy to just send you a simple birth chart if you want. So if you want to email me, it's streetlevelspirituality@gmail.com. Just hit me up. But I would need your birthday, which is Earth Day, we know that. And then you just need to send the time you were born, and then geographically what time zone you're in, or the city, whatever you feel comfortable with. But I just need to know, is it Pacific time? Is it Central time? Is it East Coast time? The city you were born in, and then the date of birth, which is Earth Day, obviously. But anyway, so email me, streetlevelspirituality@gmail.com, and then I can send it over to you. It's my daughter's birthday. She's a Taurus tomorrow, so I'll be busy with her. But I can send it over to you in, 24 hours, something like that, 48 hours at the most. Yeah, Bonita, I would be really mindful because it's just a wacky time. Great time to have fun, not a great time for commitment. So anyway, so we've been shuffling up your stuff for a while here. I'm going to move this candle. Thanks for coming to hang out. It's fun. Oh, you don't know the time? Well, I could give you what's called a sunrise chart. Your ascendant probably isn't going to be proper, but all of the rest of your planets were. So anyway, you're up to you. If you want it, email me. If you don't, no problem. Or if you can find out what time you were born, that really, really helps. Okay, so 3-card reading. Oops, we're in the wrong view here. We need our tarot view. Do we want tarot split? Do we want tarot? I don't know what we're doing. Okay, Bonita. Let's see what's going on here. Past, present, future. Well, you are Looking for love, aren't you? So let's see what we can do here. We've got, let me move my microphone here. We've got the 10 of Cups in the current position. We have the 3 of Wands in the past position. And we have the 10 of Pentacles in reverse in the future position. This is just a simple 3-card reading, but I do offer a full reading for any donation amount, even 50 cents, whatever. But anyway, so looking at the 10 of Cups, I'll just tell you what this represents in the position and what the card represents, and then we can kind of get a general idea of what's going on or what the themes are. Now, I do Tarot and Astro-Tarot for spiritual growth, so this tends to be kind of more like what is it going to take for us to really achieve and get that love in a really meaningful and spiritual way, and what's important for our spiritual growth within this process. So the 10 of Cups is it's harmony, it's marriage, it's happiness, it's being aligned with others. You know, it's kind of this really wonderful card that really represents this goodness, right? So it looks like you're in the state of really wanting to create a family, I would imagine, or some sort of really meaningful foundation, and maybe surrounded by it even, or you see it and you want it, something along those lines. In the recent past, you have the 3 of Wands, and the 3 of Wands is, it's kind of like you've done the work, you've done the preparation to get to a point that you can create this, right? That you can create this sense of family and foundation that you're looking for. So it's kind of like you're ready, or that you may have come out of other dynamics that weren't giving you that, and then you really came to a point where you're like, this is what I really want. You've done the emotional work and have prepared yourself to really be able to have this. Now, the 10 of Pentacles in reverse, 10 of Pentacles in the upright position, this really is the ultimate family card. It shows multiple generations. There's the kids, there's the elder people, there's the couple, there's the dogs. There's this kind of symbolism of this archway or the structure that's been built. So this is really kind of like a multi-generational foundation, so to say, right? So 10 of Pentacles in reverse in this situation is that there's some sort of loss, or have you lost something or in the process of losing something. This is, this is not really necessarily achieving family at this time. Now, what we can do is I can see that there's somebody's not coming to the table with their emotions, so the Knight of Cups is like this man who's coming along ready to make an emotional offering and move forward, but it's in reverse in this position. And let's see kind of what this is about, why, or what's going on here, what's blocking this energy. And this is somebody who's being somewhat unrealistic or jealous. So keep your eye out for that kind of energy coming your way. Is anyone being jealous or kind of this is not the man you want, right? So there might be somebody coming, but they're kind of more of a jealous energy, and they're not going to really give you this. See, this is what I'm picking up now. Okay, look at this. This is what the work you've done to prepare for this. This is what you're ready for, but he's not, right? He's not just jealous, it's also a little unrealistic, or he can be a little moody, that kind of personality type. So just keep your eyes out for that. I just see this more as a warning of that if you've worked so hard to come to this place where you're ready for this, keep your eye out for this guy, and you're going to know, because he's going to be a little moody, right? And a little jealous in his energy. So now let's get some time frame here. Like I said, I usually only give a 3 card reading, but I really want to make sure that you're feeling good about this and we get some clarity here. So keep your eyes out for this guy, whoever this guy is. Now let's look at time frame. Yeah, so, so if you go with this guy, you're going to kind of be looking at not being able to achieve this. So just be careful. There might be somebody coming up here that you need to be mindful of. Now with the Seven of Cups, this can be like all these options and choices, but you don't really know what's going to kind of come as you pick one, right? So you see all these cups, and these cups are filled with different things. One's a snake, one's jewels, one's, this, it's very mysterious, right? So I think that what I'm getting from a spiritual point of view is to be really clear about your values and what you want moving forward, and make sure that that partner is right there with you, so you don't get kind of like stuck repeating old patterns or kind of in energy you don't want to be in, so to say. Now, what's wonderful about this is if you can do this, right? If you can really stay clear, and this is the card where you're letting desire or your mind kind of drive the ship, so to say, right? So you're kind of like, well, I want this so bad, I'm willing to compromise, right? That's what this is, right? Hey, Catherine, hello, how are you? Yep, I'll get you next up on the reading here. Catherine, why don't you think about the question you have right now, whether it's love, career, work, something like that. And then if you have your astrology sign, your sun sign, moon sign, or Venus sign, then just hit me with that also, please. Thank you. So the story that's developing here for you, Bonita, is that you've done the hard work, you know what you want, and you're going to be tested. That's what I'm saying here, right? So, but if you can pass this test, right? If you can get away from, hey, I'm willing to make the compromises because, I don't want to settle for this, and, I'm willing to settle this, and no, don't do that. As soon as you see some snake come along it's not necessarily a bad person, it's just somebody doesn't share the same values or focus as you, and you can identify them by being, they're a little moody or jealous. That's the kind of personality you'll see. Don't get tricked by your own compromises, so to say. And then the good news here is you have the Five of Pentacles coming up in reverse. So I would say that this is also like a 5-week to 5-month cycle for you, to be able to transform all this. And 5 weeks really kind of corresponds with this Gemini, this Venus in retrograde in Gemini. So I would say it's probably a 5-week cycle, and that you may have somebody in this next 5 weeks appear, and that you're going to have to kind of really juggle whether or not they share your values. But the good news is that with the 5 in reverse here, this is kind of the card of being left out in the cold. It's in the opposite. So it's coming into the warmth, coming into the goodness, which is this 10 of Pentacles. This is the whole family thing, right? So it looks like you just really have one last test, is what I'm seeing, to make sure that you're really committed to what you want here, and that you weed the garden a little bit. And if you can do that, then you'll come out of the cold. So anyway, Bonita, I hope that helps. There's always a test, yeah. So, and again, it totally corresponds with this Venus in retrograde in Gemini. I mean, it makes perfect sense as far as the timing. So I'd say, keep your eyes open over the next 5 weeks. If someone sneaks along, just really, really like have a good foundation and clarity about who you are, what you're doing, where you're coming from, and you'll be fine. And I see good things for you. I see you coming out of the cold. I see you coming into the warmth, into that sense of family that you want. But you just have to stay focused on the goal, right? So anyway, that is your reading, Bonita. Thank you so much. I always appreciate a subscribe or donation, but nothing's required. I just really appreciate you stopping by. Thank you so much. I hope that was helpful for you. Hello, Catherine. How are you this evening? Love would be great. Yeah, love seems to be a theme. Oh yeah, and Bonita, let me leave you with this too, okay? I just got this little chart together I've really been enjoying. Is the signs that Gemini get along with best. Let's see. Let's see here. The ones you're going to want to avoid for sure is Scorpios. You don't get along with Scorpios really well. Taurus, it's just not they're right next to each other in the zodiac, so it's just too close. And you want to avoid, I mean, you don't have to avoid, but it's just such a low energy connection. It's the Piscean energy, Bonita. But here's your top three. Your top three are, you connect really well with Libras. You're harmonious and you have a good sexual chemistry, and I'm sorry, in a romantic situation, you have to have good sexual chemistry or it just doesn't work, in my opinion. And without harmonious, I don't know how it's going to work. So anyway, so you get along really good with Libras. That's probably, that's your top. And then second to that is Leos. So look out for a Leo. You're very harmonious. You don't have the sexual chemistry you have with a Leo. I'm sorry, with a Libra. But very good, 88% compatibility. And then your third best is Aries at 83%, and that's both harmonious, but you have kind of a low commitment thing with each other. So not if you want a long-term thing, but if you want to have fun, you know. And like I said, have fun if you want over this retrograde period. Just know that come end of June, you may not feel the same way, right? So even if this person isn't necessarily what you're looking for, you could still actually have fun. You know, who knows? Anyway, so Bonita, bless you on your journey. And Miss Catherine, we want to know about love. I'm a Capricorn sun, Aquarius moon, ooh, and Virgo ascendant. Okay, probably an ascendant, I would imagine. Descendant's not usually talked about too much. Virgo ascendant, Capricorn sun. So you've been through hell and back the last 6 years. With the Capricorn, with Pluto going through and Saturn going through Capricorn, and then all those same planets moving into Aquarius. It goes from your conscious self to your subconscious self. That's a lot of stuff. Okay. So let's see. Yeah, and then Virgos have been completely transformed in their purpose for a really long time. So the way people see you has changed dramatically over the years. But it's been a long time. It's a lot of energy for Virgos. Yeah, so you're going to have Saturn going retrograde in the sign of Aquarius. It just got into Aquarius. It's responsibility, right? This deep sense of responsibility across to Aquarius's, and then going back into Capricorn, which is your sun sign. So yeah, yeah, you've just been plummeted. Virgo ascendant. So Virgo, okay, so then you have Pisces in your relationship sector. You ever dated a Pisces before? Are you married to a Pisces? Did you marry a Pisces? Any Piscean relationships in your life? Interesting. Okay. All right. And Catherine, are you currently dating, divorced, anything like that? What do you guys see this red light in my face? Is it too much? I look like the devil. I was trying to make it look moody in here. Kind of fun, but I don't know. You tell me. Okay. All right. Let's check out what's going on with Miss Catherine here. Pisces, interesting. Capricorn sun. Yeah, so you'd get along good with a Taurus. Taurus men are interesting. Yeah. Scorpio. You'd get along good with a Scorpio. Do you know what your Venus sign is? You'd get along great with a Pisces. I mean, you have Pisces in your house of marriage, right? So, strange combination, but yeah. All right, so let's give you Miss Catherine here. Well, we'll let you pick the pile here. So once you pick between piles 1, 2, and 3. Let's see what's going on here. 1, 2, or 3. Which pile would you like, Miss Catherine? I'm gonna take a sip off my iced coffee. Don't tell anyone. Sorry, there's a little bit of a delay. Yeah, that Pisces energy is important for you in your life, and I can tell. Yeah, so Pisces is in your house of relationships, marriage, contracts, business partners, equality, sharing, and interpersonal style. It's opposite your house of the self, right? So, great, number 2. So, This is where you kind of see how you interact in the world is in the world of Pisces. And I've got a Pisces full moon, man. It's a weird place to be, man. I'm like barely here half the time. All right, Miss Catherine. So you have the Seven of Cups in reverse as your current placement. I'll do a 3-card reading for you. I do full Celtic crosses for anyone, for any donation amount. So let's see what's going on here. We got 3 reverse cards. You're looking to reconnect with your childlike nature. You've been through stuff, you've gone through the ups and downs, and you're just like, fuck it, I want to be vulnerable again. I want to be a woman again. You ever seen, if you take like a pink pig and you throw it in the wild, how it turns into a wild boar? It grows tusks and it gets hairy, right? When a woman doesn't have a masculine presence in their life that is grounded and sensitive about what it intends, women have to they have to be the man. You know, they have to assert themselves. They have to be that inner part of their reality needs to come outward, and they don't necessarily want to do that all the time. You know, they want that balance of masculine and feminine energy, so they can be more in touch with the water energy, you know, to be more in touch with their sensitive side. Now, being a Capricorn, it's probably pretty natural for you to already be established as a female, but it always feels good, right, to be taken care of, so you can just kind of relax a little bit and have those moments where you can be feminine, right? So I know that's a lot from looking at one card, but that's just what I'm picking up for you. That there's a theme there. In the past here, we've got the Strength card in reverse, and it is the 8th card of the Major Arcana. So these are major life changes. You went through a significant life change that will forever be transformed. You can't go back, so to say. So the Strength card in reverse is a little bit of self-doubt. You know, it's the opposite of strength, right? There's been a little weakness in the past, and I think that you're looking to cinch this up and really move into a place in your life right now where you can start opening up a little bit and not be torn to pieces if you do, so to say. In the upcoming future, we have the Knight of Cups in reverse, and you know, again, this is a love offering that is not necessarily clear, you know, and this is actually very similar to Bonita's reading. So let's look at what's going on here. So who's this guy? He is he'll come across as big and bold, that he's got a lot, right? He's got everything dialed in, but it's not necessarily true. And this is what you like. You like the King of Pentacles. You're a Capricorn. You want the guy who's got it all grounded and taken care of, right? But this can play on your natural tendencies. You don't want to necessarily fall into a trap, right? Because as a Capricorn, and especially with Virgo and all that stuff in your chart, you want someone who's got it all dialed in. So if somebody kind of baits you, right, then, because he's in reverse here, if he kind of baits you, it pulls you in really easy. But what you need to do is you need to keep in mind that you've reached this point, you know, after see, here's this weakness, right? This weakness for this type of personality type, right? You have a weakness for it, right? But you've done all the work to say, you know what? I can trade that. I'm starting to recognize that what I really need is this. And these are 2 children. And look how sweet they're being to each other. The boy's got a cup, which is an emotional offering. That's what that represents, right? A cup. And there's a beautiful flower in it. He's smelling it. So this little boy is not only innocent, but he's in touch with his emotions, right? And this little girl is just so happy, you know, to feel honored. And there's an innocence, you know, of like, hey, you know, I like you. Just as simple as that, you know. It doesn't have to be pretentious, doesn't need to be anything else. It's just an honest, like, hey, I really like you. I like spending time with you. you know, let's go pick some flowers together. You know, real sweet. There's real sweet kind of energy here. So you've come a long ways to come to this point that you want this, you know. And then along comes this guy, you know, upside down on his horse, upside down in his presentation, and it's going to test this spiritual growth. And that's another test, just like Bonita had. And again, I think these are coming up a lot because Venus is going retrograde, and again, be very mindful where you guys are at between the middle of May and the end of June. It's not a good time to be making any serious commitments. Again, it can be a playa kind of situation, or it could just be something like, hey, it's kind of sexy and kind of fun. Just be mindful, because how you feel when Venus is retrograde is exactly how you will not feel once it goes direct, if that makes any sense. I'll pull in one more card here just to see where we're going here. Queen of Wands in reverse. Let's see. Queen of Wands in reverse. Yeah, so what I'm seeing here is that if you get tricked, you know, if you fall victim to this type of energy here, is you're just going to end up being kind of dark and bitter and kind of, you know, grumpy about it. So let's see where this is going though in the future here. Now, this is what's wonderful about it. Now, if you avoid this conflict, you're going to have the Magician, and the Magician is basically telling you you don't need to get into this stuff because you have all the resources you need. The Magician has the Pentacles, the Cups, it has the Swords. Really stay focused on this vision of innocence in your life and what you want. And then, you know, you'll be moving forward into a more kind of abundant space as a woman. So I think what you're recognizing is that material goods isn't necessarily everything, and you really want this sweetness. Now, when's it going to happen for you? Let's pull some number cards here. Well, your victory is coming in 6. It's either 6 weeks or 6 months. So that's when your victory is coming. I love when cards tell a good story. Said, hey, you know, let's see when this is going to happen for you, and let's pull numbers. And I got 6, and here's this person coming home after a hard-earned victory, right? So your hard-earned victory is to stay focused on what you really value. And the way that you find this person is really easy. You are courageous enough to speak from your feelings when you talk to someone, right? So we don't talk from evaluations. American culture, it's just rampant with this delusionary way of communicating, which is evaluative, right? So we say, I'm this, you're that, blah, 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 right? None of it's true. Now, the only thing that's true is how we feel, right? So if we speak to people from our feelings and not from the space of evaluations, right? Then there's no reason for conflict. Everybody's right when you're speaking from your feelings. I say, I feel happy to spend time with you. And they're like, gosh, you know what? I had a hard day. I'm feeling kind of sad right now. And you're like, oh, well, I'm feeling like this. And everybody's right when you talk from your feelings, right? So if you have the courage, and especially being a Capricorn and a Virgo, you're the builder, right? You really are the builder. So we need to move away from that evaluative talk and move into speaking from our feelings. Hey, I was really attracted to you. You know, it's nice to meet you. You know, hey, you know, I feel really good when I spend time with you, and I'd like to pursue that more. You know, or like, hey, you know what? Like, I really want this, and you make requests, and you see what people can do and what people can't do, right? So we're sensitive to each other that way. Is this someone new or someone in my life now or in the past? Well, let's pull. Let's see what we got. So let's check out the King of Swords. It could be someone you cut off. It could be someone you cut off in the past. That's possible. It's either somebody you cut off in the past or somebody who you can help develop his mental powers and really to bring him to a sense of mastery with his mental powers. With your Virgo ascendant, this next relationship could be very much about you supporting him in his growth. So it's either someone you cut off or somebody who you're going to be helping manifest their mental powers and really find their mental balance. They're not a bad person. They're not out of balance per se. They're just there's a dynamic between the two of you that can be really very much about that theme, if that makes any sense. So yes, the person that you can be innocent or vulnerable with. Yeah. This is going to be somebody who's exploring their own mind. They're exploring their own thoughts and feelings. And if you can guide this relationship from communicating from feelings, see, the sword is all about communication, the mind, right? So this is about overcoming these destructive ways of relating to each other, right? So you want to be vulnerable, you want to speak from your feelings, and you just stick to that, no matter what is going on. You don't personalize anything. You listen, you're curious, and you speak from your feelings. And if you need something, you make a request, right? And then you're a gift to each other, and that's sweet. You have a lot of baggage? Well, you know what? I just had this great reading yesterday, and this lady, she was really sharp, Gemini, Virgo energy, really sharp, and she knew she was right, and I knew she was right. I could see she was right? But there's something about that Capricorn, Virgo energy, that it's like you're right. So the work isn't really about being right. The work is about cultivating patience and helping other people through their own processes, right? And supporting them. So in this case, like I said, if you want to find this beautiful, vulnerable state with this person, this is it's very much going to be about you helping them, and being gentle, and it helps develop a part of your personality that's going to make you more happy in your life, is being sensitive. So anyway, Catherine, thank you so much. I always appreciate a subscribe or donation, but not necessary at all. I love doing this, and I love helping people. Thank you so much. Please subscribe and turn on notifications if you want to know when I'm streaming again. You're welcome to come back as much as you want and hang out. And how's the music balance, Catherine? Is it loud? Is the music too loud? Is the voice too loud? I want to make sure we got an ambient, chill environment. Like got the stars going in the background, got the velvet, right? Trying to make it kind of moody. It's nice. I feel like a lot of people are really preparing for their kind of spiritual, almost kind of like committed to making sure that their future is going to be a way that really aligns with their values. I think it's wonderful that this is happening. It really seems that this is a theme, what's going on here with this Gemini, Venus and Gemini. Oh, you're welcome, Catherine. Absolutely. Thank you for stopping by. Oh, I'm glad you got something out of it. Okay, great. Excellent. Yay. Okay, we just had a great reading with Catherine. Oh, yay. I've been a corporate professional my whole life, and I've always had these abilities and learned this real young, and just finally was like, all right, I'm going to embarrass myself and put myself out in the public and tell everyone, hey, I'm an astrologer and tarot reader. And it's been really hard, but it feels really great. And thank you so much. It's people like you coming in and participating that really makes me feel like it's all worth it. So thank you so much, and the best of luck on your journey. We got 4 people on. We just had a wonderful reading with Catherine. Thank you so much, Catherine, for stopping by. Feel free to hang out if you just want to chill. We do talk about all sorts of interesting things. If anybody would like a reading, my chat bot supposedly works if you type in !join, but apparently it's been revolting. So oh, hey, it's Elise. How are you? Thanks for stopping by. You looking for a reading or what? Yay, friends. We're just doing some tarot readings. We're doing some astrology, looking at different connections, having fun. Having a Sunday night chill. Anyway, if you have a question, I am happy to give you a reading. And since you are a friend, I'm happy to give you a full Celtic cross reading if you'd like. If you have any particular questions about... I'm doing good. Doing really good. Just doing more astrology and tarot stuff just because it makes me happy. And yay. So Any particular questions? I can do a reading on spiritual growth in general. I can do a reading on love. I can do a reading on work, career. I can do anything you like. So you just hit me up, let me know. And if you want to hit me with your sun sign, your moon sign, your ascendant sign, if you know your Venus, any astrology signs are helpful, and I can help you in that area also. So why can't I cut this cord with my recent ex? Well, if it makes you feel any better, you're one of millions that go through this. The X thing tends to be a real big one. And I think in general, it's because our relationships are often reflecting to us something of an opportunity for growth in us, right? But it can be a little scary, right? It can be a little scary. So then we back off, right? But then we can still feel that opportunity's there, right? For that growth. So it's all about the masculine and feminine energy, learning how to work with each other, learning to work with that masculine and feminine energy inside of us, right? And every once in a while I can't shuffle, but I'm trying really hard here. Can't cut the recent ex. Now, do you know his sign, or his sun sign and your sun sign? Do you know your Venus signs? Do you know his Venus sign and your Venus sign? So you're a sun sign Scorpio, moon Taurus, Cancer ascendant. Oh, well, you've just been getting slammed with a Cancer ascendant because you have Capricorn in your house of your relationships with other people. Now, what sign was this other fellow or girl or boy or whatever? I can't shuffle. Well, I guess I can't shuffle while I'm reading another. Sun sign Scorpio, moon Taurus. Yeah, so you have Uranus and Taurus just basically annihilating you. A lot of sudden emotional bursts and changes. A lot of uprooting of your emotional structure for years. With Cancer, it's a Leo. Yeah, no problem. A Leo. All right, well, let's look at my handy little chart I just made. I'm really excited about it. I keep talking about it. And let's look at Scorpio, and let's look it up here. Scorpio and Leo. Yeah, Scorpio and Leo is a 58% compatibility, and what you have is mutual understanding, but not necessarily a lot of harmony or sexual chemistry. I mean, it's like, it's like a meh relationship. You may not realize. Oh, Leo and Cancer cusp. Okay, gotcha. You know what's funny? I know I've got multiple friends on that cusp, man, and they can be a little, they can be a little icy, like really confident, but like a little like, was it like just not fully committed, Yeah, I know that one. Leo, yeah, 58%. Let's see. Let's look at Cancer. Yeah, so I mean, a Cancer and a Scorpio is very good together. It's 94% compatibility. Very harmonious, and there's some sexual chemistry there. So I think you're probably vibing with the Cancer, a little, whatever that Cancer cusp energy is. But your Scorpio Sag cusp. Okay, gotcha. Okay, let me look this up real quick here. Scorpio Sag cusp. Okay. Gemini. Okay, yeah, so this Cancer, yeah. I'm just looking at the angles here. Got Sagittarius and Scorpio. Yeah, 180. I mean, yeah, you guys are. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, I mean, you guys have a sextile in your sun sign. That means you're within, a sixth of the chart angle together. So yeah, there's some connection there. let's do a reading here and see what's going on, huh? Yeah, I mean, if he's a cusper right there and you're a cusper right there, you guys have a sextile in your sun sign. So that's you know, there's harmonious flow there. Yeah, it's nice when you actually meet someone who's nice, right? I always had like when I was younger, I had like the hotter relationships, right? And then it was like, but nobody was actually really nice to me. And then when people were starting to be nice to me, I was like, well, shoot, where's all the fire? You know what I mean? Where's all the trauma, right? That makes it all exciting. So I don't know. I guess getting older, you find out. But all right, so let's just tune in here. Yeah. All right, I'm getting some energy here. Let's see what's going on with the lease. What the hell's going on with his ex? How long were you together and how long you guys been apart? All right, here we go. Alice, you can pick. We don't need to see my grill anymore. I'm just trying to mix it up a little bit here. You get to pick pile number 1, pile number 2, or pile number 3, Elise. It's your door to choose. 1, 2, or 3. I'm just sipping on iced coffee while we're talking. There's a little bit of delay here, so looks like about a 10 to 15 second delay. So this door 1, 2, or 3. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, connections with people are challenging sometimes. It just doesn't make sense. We can just sit for months reflecting on it, you know. All right, let's see what's going on. We're going to give Elise a full Celtic cross. Now, coming in at the nature of the reading is we have somebody looking in the past. I mean, how else? It's exactly what you just said it is. So, but coming out of it, which is really nice. So you have the 5 of Cups in reverse. Now, the 5 of Cups upright. Here's somebody they're looking at. There's 5 cups total, but they're only staring at the 3 cups that are spilt over. Since they're looking that direction, they see a river blocking their opportunity to get to home, right? So they're looking at the past, and they see all these spilt cups. Oh, it's so sorrowful. If only I could get over the river to get home, right? But then, right behind them, if they just turn around and do a 180, they see 2 cups, and those cups are upright and full. And then not only is there 2 cups that are upright and full, which, you know, yeah, maybe it's less than the 3 that are spilt. At least it's 2 that are full, right? If they just turn around and look towards the cups, they would also see this bridge, right? See this bridge in the background? So they would see this bridge going over the water that would take them home, right? So it's not just that they get a little goodness in it, but they actually find real solutions that are going to really resolve this. Now, the only person that's keeping them staring at the cups is them, right? Does that make sense? So this is a great card to have in the reverse position, because that means you've been here and you're like, no, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to see where opportunity lies in moving forward. So you're ready to move forward, and that's the nature of the reading. Let's get the rest of the cards out so we can kind of just get this whole story kind of developing here. I'm going to put that right there. Okay, what is influencing this? Tradition. Tradition is influencing this, or it can be kind of family politics. In the spiritual realms, we have the Queen of Wands. In the past, we have fantasy and delusion. Getting out of fantasy and delusion. I think you might have seen the relationship as something more than it was, or that it may symbolize this traditional view of what a relationship should be, and you were trying to apply it to it, but it wasn't necessarily exactly that, so to say. You might have been in love with the idea more than the reality of it. Okay, moving into the future, we have your attitude about this situation. You've got a great attitude about it. You're looking forward to the goodness. Your environment right now is, I don't get the feeling right now that he's really coming to the table with a lot of vital energy about where you guys stand right now. What we have in your greatest hopes and greatest fears is the Four of Cups. That some new opportunity might come or might not. And so you're kind of like, do I stick around? Do I not stick around? Do I try to fix things? It's very typical and normal to worry that you'll never get what you want. I've got the Page of Pentacles in reverse. I don't think in this particular situation he's going to be coming running to you, is what I'm seeing here. Now let's clarify this. Oh man, we got a Page of Swords in reverse. It's not financially or mentally. Yeah. I can't say that I believe this is the man of your dreams based on what I'm seeing here. But let's look at the story and see what's happening here. And now I do tarot for spiritual growth, so it's not necessarily always the most exciting, right? There's a lot of people that'll tell you what you want to hear. I'll tell you what I see in the cards, and hopefully it provides an opportunity for the deepest development. So then when it comes into moving forward, you're moving forward in a real clear space, right? So we're avoiding wasting our time or wasting years of our lives. That's my goal here. So like I said, the nature of the reading is the Five of Cups in reverse. The Five of Cups in reverse is you're moving away from kind of focusing on the past and things that didn't go right. You're ready to move forward. You're ready to look into the future and find your way home, so to say. Now, what's influencing this wanting to move forward is some sort of, I don't know if you hold on to like a very traditional view, or you have family members that expect you to get married, or there's some sort of religious element within your family, or you've put this expectation on yourself. I'm not sure, but there's something to do with tradition and family and relationship and marriage, or holding a view that things have to be a certain way, I guess is what I'm trying to say here. So what's influencing moving forward here is this vision of how things should be. You're like, it didn't turn out how it should be, so now I'm going to go get it, so to say. Now, in the spiritual realms, now I always see this as a real powerful card in the reading. In the spiritual realms, you have the Queen of Wands, right? And the Queen of Wands, this is going to be your message from the angels, right? The divine message that's going to help kind of almost lubricate the situation and kind of help set you free from this. So this is a focal point for you spiritually. The Queen of Wands is a female energy that's exuberant, demonstrates warmth, vibrancy, and determination. So she's holding a sunflower. So as a totem, you know, if you want to kind of buy some sunflowers, wear more yellow, you know, is kind of tune your energy, so to say. Yeah, everyone's coupled. So, you know, it could be what's around you, or just this vision of what things are supposed to be, you know. And maybe some kind of subconscious pressures or something. But this is somebody who really is focusing on her vibrance, her vitality. So, you know, this is a great, you know, anything you can do to connect with nature is really good. Anything you can do to celebrate your spirit. This isn't intellectually, this is like getting out and dancing like a dork, and, you know, like rolling in the grass, and really developing a spirited life, you know, not conceptually or intellectually, but physically, you know, like literally like going and jumping in a bush, you know, or rolling in the grass, or, you know, like I said, just dancing like a dork, you know. So this is your message from spirit, is turn your focus there, right? Not these cups in the past, so to say. So that's what'll help for you. Now in the past, you're coming out of some sense of illusion. And that's why I got the feeling that you might see this relationship, or during the relationship saw it, or kind of maybe idealized it to a certain degree based on your expectation of relationship, or your there's some sort of tradition here, there's some sort of structure here that is being called into question. So I'm not sure what this represents specifically, but whatever your traditional views are that you have inside you that nobody else has but you, they're being challenged, right? And it's a great opportunity to just say fuck it and throw all your ideas and expectations of what love is and what relationships are in the trash can, and kind of like just see what happens, right? See, it comes in so many weird ways. I mean, I've had, you know, some really unexpected relationships and odd ways, you know, that you just never see how they come. I mean, the energy of relationship and romance and beauty can come through so many different people in so many different ways. And learning to see that in everyday life, it doesn't mean we sleep with everyone, right? But we can still cultivate that intimacy, right? That intimacy in all of our relationships. And then we share our personal space with somebody that is a romantic partner. But there's really different views and different ways to experience relationship, I guess is what I'm kind of suggesting. Moving into the near future, you know, this is growing tensions, and growing tensions is based solely on holding on to an old view of how things should be, or an expectation of things being a certain way. And again, when you get out there and you're being a dork and you're having fun, this isn't going to happen, right? You're actually living a spirited life. You're not waiting for it to come to you. Does that make sense? So it's like you're being this beautiful spirit that you want, right? And then what do you think is going to happen when your masculine counterpart reflects back to you yourself? Then you're going to get this in a partner, right? And I know that's what you want. I don't even know you, but I just can tell by these cards that you want vitality, you want spirit, you want joyfulness and playfulness, and you know, it's up to you to be your inner, to really manifest your inner dork and have a great time and be beautiful, you know, and shine, and you know, like I said, be like a sunflower, you know. And it's springtime. This is a great time for it. Now in the subconscious realms, this is what's really motivating the situation, whether you're aware of it or not, right? So this is the part of you that is like, all right, this is happening, whether, like, we just get driven to do things certain times, right? It's like the subconscious is like, you know, the dog's chasing you and you jump 20 feet in the air. You didn't even think about it. You didn't even know you were going to jump, right? So this is why you're doing it, whether you're aware of it or not. And this is the Hermit in reverse. So you're kind of tired of hanging out with yourself. You know what I mean? Like you're kind of, you know, you're tired of hanging out with yourself, right? And you really do want to create this intimacy. And again, this message from Spirit is your totem, right? The sunflower. So just focus on the sunflower. The sunflower is this, you know, it's this vitality and beauty. It's very fathering too. Sunshine, get out in the sunshine, man. Just every day, man. Just take your shoes off and get out in the sunshine. So you're subconsciously, you're kind of like tired of hanging out with yourself. You're like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I really want to move forward. Like, I want this vitality. Now, this is what's wonderful about this reading, Elise, is that look what you have in regards to your attitude about the situation. So what this indicates to me is that this is something that you already are. This is something that's already kind of your birthright, right? This is you're already in the right direction, and you're basically just didn't know, right? It's not like you did something wrong, so to say. It's you just didn't understand that, wow, there's all these possibilities, and let's see where this goes, right? Now, this is your immediate environment, and this is why I was saying I didn't really think that he's not really coming to the plate. You know, this knight is definitely definitely a man coming forward, and you know, there may be some attraction issues. You know, you guys may not feel the same level of attraction for each other. There could be compatibility issues physically. You know, I'll leave that up to you, but I just wanted to share with what I'm seeing there. Greatest hopes and greatest fears, again, is whether or not this offering is going to come to you. You know, the cups is an offering, an emotional connection, you know, and you're like, damn, I really hope I can get this offering that I want. And then when I got into these at the end here with the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Swords, it's kind of like, it's like him not showing up either physically, materially, or mentally to the situation. So I think this might be more about him getting in tune with his own needs and not really anything to do with you at all, you know, because you don't want to, if he's not coming to the table with this, is you don't want to be the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. You know, this is kind of the type of woman that isn't the most graceful or kind, so to say, right? But if you can endure, you've got the Queen of Wands, right? Which is your beautiful self. Now, let's get a little clarity on this reading here. Yeah, no, it's like everyday sunshine. Like, get in some shorts, like, feel cute, feel, you know, like bathe, like really take care of yourself, like get out there, do your hair up cute, like whatever it takes for you to feel good about yourself, and just get out there and just like shine, you know. Now what I'm getting as far as messages here, some more spiritual messages here, is the Three of Pentacles. So, you know, you might have a skill and you might have a hobby, something that you're looking to develop that actually might coincide with this vitality. So I'm not sure what that is, but it's a great time to focus on your skills. And I also get the number 3. So I don't know if that's 3 weeks, 3 months, but I would say that's when you're probably next going to have some sort of love offering or movement forward towards love. Again, if it's him, you know, I just don't feel like it's gonna bring you to this kind of energy. So, you know, I don't know. I'm not convinced that there's not better opportunities for you out there in the next 3 months. And you know, with the Nine of Cups, it's showing you that your cups are full, right? Your cups are full, and this person's confident, right? So your cups obviously being emotional offerings. So you've got plenty of offers, right? So the message I'm getting here is whatever this dynamic is in the next 3 months, you're going to be getting plenty of offers. So, I mean, it doesn't get really much better than that. So hone your craft, hone your skill of this vital person. Use the sunflower as your totem and make vitality your focus over the next 3 month period. Really hone this craft and you'll be getting plenty of offers, if that makes any sense. So I hope you enjoyed the reading. Again, I do tarot reading for spiritual growth. It's not always the most fun, but I always provide a solution that's going to get you through the spiritual growth and bring you to the next level. So you are the sunflower. You're beautiful. You're bouncing around. You're in the sunshine. You know, just get enamored by laying in the grass and watching ladybugs, jump in the ocean. Do whatever you need to do to really create. You know, I kind of get this vision of like someone in Hawaii, right? And they're running around and they're picking flowers and they're jumping in the waves and riding dolphins and there's like gold coins flying out of the sky, right? So anyway, I hope that that's beneficial to you, but this vital energy, you know, and really shining in your skin is, you know, right? Who doesn't want this? You know, this is like the guys lined up. Look at all those cups. It's like 9 dudes like, yo girl, what's up? And you're like, I got it. I'm confident. I earned this. So that's where you want to be. That's what it's going to do to take you there. Hey, Miriam, how are you? Of course you can have a reading. Why don't you please think about a question? If you give me your sun sign in astrology, that would be great. If you know your moon sign, rising sign, or Venus sign, that's helpful also. And if it's a work or whatever the question is, give me just a little bit of background on what's going on. Elise, I hope that helps you. It's a wonderful time to be vital and beautiful and be a beautiful butterfly. And I hope that helps. So thank you very much. Feel free to hang out. You can come by anytime. If you subscribe, it sure helps me out. And then And then if you turn on notifications, you can come back anytime, and I'll give you a reading anytime. You just get readings all the time. Readings for everyone. I'm like Oprah, right? Readings for everyone. And people are freaking out, right? Maybe I should make that my show opening. That would be funny. You're welcome, Elise. I hope that helps. Again, I just read the cards the way I see them. I have no idea what's going on in your personal life. Hopefully that resonated on some level and was helpful for you. So these messages from Spirit, I do readings a little bit different. And I actually learned that from my mom. You know my mom. And she taught me the message from the superconscious, or the spiritual realms being the top there. And people do it a little bit different. But I find it so helpful because it's always this kind of way out, right? It's this way to move forward. So anyway, I hope that was helpful for you. And thanks for stopping by. We're just chilling out. Everyone's locked inside. It's so nice to kind of hang out a little bit. I'm trying to make it moody in here. I'm trying to make it feel like kind of like a night sky. Oh, is my candle still going? Oh, candle's still going. Oh, you don't have to donate nothing. It's all good, girl. Dude, I'm here to like give the love, man. Cause like, dude, I've not had. Don't even worry about it, girl. Like, it's all good. All good, man. It's like, it's there if it's just like, it totally works out wonderful. If not, then I just had an awesome time connecting with people. So thank you so much. You don't owe me anything. Yay. Yeah, and I will tell Miriam this also. Miriam, I do tarot for spiritual growth, right? So it's not always like good or bad per se. It's just what it's going to take to move forward. So if you're open to that still, then I'm happy to do that. Miriam would like to know about a Gemini and a Cancer. We got more Geminis coming out of the woodwork here. Now, Gemini, Venus is in Gemini right now. It's making Geminis more attractive. And it's also making you attracted to people you wouldn't necessarily be attracted to. We're coming up to a period between the middle of May to the end of June where it's going to be weird for Geminis. We could have third-party situations. We could have three-ways. I mean, I'm talking like weird twin, triplet. People having triplet, all sorts of wacky stuff. Okay, cool. Anyway, so I guess I'll just make a long story short and just say anything that comes up for you from the past, Venus going retrograde can bring up stuff from the past, so to say. You may not feel the same way once you come out of it, so don't make any big decisions in relationships or take on too many responsibilities with other people or in relationships between mid-May and the end of June. But you can also have a lot of fun if you're open to that kind of thing, and that's what you're looking for during that time period. But again, you may not feel the same way once it goes direct. So just keep that in mind. Gemini, don't need no wacky, do we? We just don't want mixed wires. We don't want to be like, I love you, and run off to Las Vegas to get married, and then come to the end of June, you're like, I don't love you, right? That's the vibe. All right, Miriam. Now I usually do, I just do 3-card readings. I did a full Celtic Cross spread for Elise. Any donation amount gets you a full Celtic Cross. So, don't worry, it doesn't have to be a lot. But if you do want a full one, I'm happy to do it for you. But let's start with a 3-card reading if that's what you're interested in. No worries, no expectations. I'm here to do the good stuff here. Now, Miriam, I'm happy to tell you that you have a really wonderful placement, and you have pretty much the ultimate card of a love offering right there in the middle of your reading. So that's a really wonderful way to start. And like I said, I don't sugarcoat shit. So to be able to have this right here at the get-go is really a wonderful place. So you're ready for a love offering. Somebody else is. It's time to get it on. You know what I mean? Like, boom, you got the 2 of Cups. Cups are, they hold water, which are emotions. And you have 2 people offering cups to each other. This is a wonderful place. There's 2 people ready to make a connection. Now, this could also be symbolic of just within yourself, that your masculine and feminine energy is very balanced, right? And you're kind of ready to move forward. Oh, hey, Daisy, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Love and light to you. Wanting to know what May has in store for me. All right. Well, I'm doing this the 3-card reading for Miriam right now, and I'm happy to do a reading for you. If you want to pass on your question, your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, your Venus sign, whatever you know about your astrology, and if you don't, that's cool too. But just hit me with a question, and when I'm done with Miriam, I'll be right with you. And then one other thing, I do tarot for spiritual growth, so it's not always the good news, but it's the news that's going to get you to where you want to be. So I prefer that. So just FYI, if you're open to that, then we can do a reading. Okay, Miriam, back to you. You're ready. They're ready. Who is this person? I don't know. Recent past, you're coming out of delusion. That's wonderful. You're coming out of these fantasies about things, and this can be somebody who's overly intellectual and not really in touch with their body, right? And really in touch with their feelings, and kind of chasing after paper tigers or dreams that aren't necessarily real, because they're trying to get their own emotional needs met. And so they create a fantasy to make it seem as though things are a certain way and they're not. So you're coming out of that fantasy and into a reality, and you've really grown in a major way. And you know, to me, this is your masculine and feminine energy really balanced. This is making an emotional love offering, and we need to see kind of where this is going. You know, actually I don't have Cash App, but I do have a PayPal link below. And Miriam, I'll tell you what, if you simply can't pay me and you want a full reading, I'm happy to do that for you as a love gift to you. So would you like a full Celtic cross reading here? I'm just going to go ahead and do that for you, Miriam. Okay? And feel free to stop back by any time if you want to make a donation. Don't worry about it, no stress. So this is in your current position. This is in your recent past position. So let's just go ahead and open this up to a full Celtic cross for you, and that'll be my gift to you for this evening. Okay, you have the Queen of Wands in reverse as influencing this, okay? So what's going on here? Well, this is somebody, well, let's get all the cards out first, and then we'll do it. We'll get there. Let's get all your cards out. Let's see what your spiritual message is. Okay, it's time to really go inside. Let's see what is motivating you subconsciously, why you've reached this place. And it looks like you're kind of tired of things being out of balance, so you're taking it upon yourself to create that. In the near future, you have the Four of Wands. Miriam, I'll be really honest with you that this is a wonderful placement here. You got the Four of Wands, which is home and family. It's a foundation, right? It's creating that foundation. Fours create structures, right? Like a slab for a home, right? You got a square, right? And then let's see here. I got the World here too. So this is the World is in the position of your attitude about the situation. God, I keep trying to fit all these cards in here. I'll just pull them up as needed. So you have the World here. As your attitude, your environment is coming out of some sort of mental ruin. Your greatest hopes and fears is that you're not going to have the resources you need to move forward. And your outcome is the Ace of Cups in reverse, influenced by some sort of challenges with other people here. So I don't know how many people you have in your life here. Okay, so let's now that we got your cards out here, I'm going to take one sip of coffee because I love it. I really appreciate you stopping by. A subscribe would be great. But again, no worries, it's all good. Oh, that coffee's good. Okay, so let's just dig in here. Okay, so right now, Miriam, I just want you to see this, okay? Is that at the core of your reading in the current position and in your near future is about as good as it gets in a relationship reading. You got the Two of Cups. You got the Four of Wands coming up after that. This is ready to love, ready to create a foundation. Ready to love, ready to create a foundation. So I see a lot of beauty here for you. Now, Okay, Gemini and a Cancer. Okay. Cancer. Okay, so you want to see how he feels about you. Well, he's a Cancer, so the good news is he does have feelings for you, right? I say that in jest because Cancers are just all feeling, right? Man. Yeah, Cancers are just, I mean, they just got the love, man. Okay, now with Gemini, Cancers and Geminis, you're looking at about a 65% compatibility rate. There's a lot of mutual understanding, you know, so, you know, I don't see any reason. I mean, you're gonna have to be sensitive and available and not too mutable with him. But let's continue here on this reading here. Okay, so you got the Two of Cups. You have the way I mean, your question is, how does he feel about you? He loves you. He's completely ready. He's got his cup out, and he's willing to meet you halfway. You know, make sure that you're speaking from your feeling. Make sure that you're loving. But let's see what's influencing this here. Okay, so this is how you got here, or what's going on around you in regards to how you came to this readiness here. And it's the Queen of Wands in reverse. The Queen of Wands in reverse is it's kind of an aggressive or demanding energy. It's kind of the, you know, so Elise, you could see this is, you know, like your archetype, right? It was the Queen of Wands, right? So the opposite of this free, loving, vital person is a little bit of moodiness, a little bit aggressive. So I think that, you know, basically you've just gotten in touch with the way I'm reading this card for you is that she's holding the wand. The wand is the vital energy, right? So you've kind of just got to a point where it's kind of like I don't know how you explain it, but it's like, you know what you want. Let's just put it that way, right? Let's just put it that way. You know what you want, so you're ready for this. Now, your message from the spiritual realms is the Hermit, and this is I always consider one of the most important parts of the reading, because this is the spiritual growth. This is the recommendation. This is the tip off. You know, this is that information you want to really know how to get to the next level, right? So the Hermit is, you know, obviously somebody who is on their own, right? And it's somebody who's soul searching or it's inner guidance. It doesn't mean just go be a hermit. It just means that you're getting in touch with your inner guidance, right? So you write me and you say, hey, how does he feel about me? Well, how does he, you know, when you sit down, can you sit down and quiet your mind enough to know that for yourself, right? When we were able to suspend our own emotional attachments to situations, when we're able to quiet the mind in meditation, right? Then we're able to reach a state of knowing, right? I had, my godfather is a pretty well-known psychic, and I was always very curious how he was able to really tap in, really, and to really know things, right? So Drama Queen, there you go. At least called it better than I could. Thank you for that. You caught it in midair, Drama Queen. In more of a diva kind of beautiful type way of like, girl, you know what I want. I want that boy. Give me that cup, boy. So anyway, thank you for that, Elise. But anyway, the point is that you know, and this relationship and this whole situation that you're in is the opportunity to learn how to know, right? This is the theme around what this is all about. So, and the way we do that is we quiet the mind, right? How do we quiet the mind? We use meditation. Well, what's meditation? Meditation is learning to listen. We're not listening for words, we're listening for knowing, right? How do we hear knowing? We hear knowing by quieting the mind, by meditating. How do we quiet the mind when our mind's chattering and we're worried and we're anxious and all this stuff? Well, we respond to our needs, so we lessen our anxiety, right? And then we focus on our breath, we focus on our solar plexus, our heart, and our breathing. We feel safe enough to relax, we're taking care of ourselves. And then all of a sudden, it's so quiet and still and safe. We know everything. We know how our partner feels. We know how we feel. We know what's going on. And your partner, being a Cancer, needs you to be this for this to really work and to move forward, right? So this is your spiritual assignment, so to say, Miriam. Okay. So it doesn't mean that you go off on your own. It just means that as you're in this relationship, as you're developing this relationship, that's the cup that you're bringing to the table, right? This is a Cancer. This is somebody who's really in touch with their feelings, and water, right? And water is that flow of knowing. So anyway, you know what you want, girlfriend, but the spiritual realm's saying now that you got it, you got to bring your cup too, okay? We already talked about this, coming out of being too mental about, this is like the person who's using logic to try to convince someone else that things are different than what they are, or that, you know, this amazing person is amazing and they're really not. You're out of that. You're out of that realm. You got sick and tired of it. You said, girlfriend, I'm going to do this the right way. Give me that cup. Okay, this is the subconscious realms. This is, whether you're aware of it or not, this is the part of you that this is why you're doing what you're doing, so to say, right? So this is what's truly motivating this, you know? And this is emotional imbalance. You know, you're like, I'm sick and tired. It's in reverse. So it's being in reverse. It's like, I'm sick and tired of this emotional imbalance. And look at that. You got two cups right there. And the angel's like trying to keep things in balance. Right? Now, the way you keep things in balance is by balancing your own masculine and feminine energy. It's not about gender. That's the way that we relate to it in human terms, but creativity and creation and generation, right? You ever seen that connection between generation and gender? It's really interesting, right? So creation occurs through intention, right? Which is the masculine forward energy. And then incubation, which is the feminine energy that takes that intention and brings it to fruition. Now, it takes two partners to really balance that. And it takes two hemispheres of our brains, and it takes two aspects of our reality to keep that creativity moving and flowing in balance, right? So what he's expecting of you, or the opportunity that he's bringing into your life, is to really get in touch with that quiet knowing, which is very feminine. So you can get, you have the opportunity to really become feminine here. Beautiful. So it's all here. If that's the choice you want to make, if you want to create that balance in yourself, then in your near future, you guys can create a foundation together. And it's really up to you. It's really, really beautiful. I mean, I kind of hate giving these readings when they're this good, because then the other people are like, you know, damn it, Miriam got a good reading and you're telling me I need to go sacrifice a goat to clear karma or something, you know? So anyway, congratulations. You've done the hard work. You know what you want. Your attitude in the situation is the world. That means that you're ready for anything. You're ready for it all. You're ready to make it all happen, which is a wonderful attitude. Around you, the environment around you is mental ruin. So I don't know if this is, there's someone or something around you, or an environment around you that's just over it, so to say, right? So, you know, I don't know if you've got kids, or if you have people that are tired of hearing you talk about relationships, or if it's simply that you're over it, or this new partner is over, maybe he's or she, sorry, I don't know if it's I think you said it was a boy, right? Is over something, but that's what's going on around you. Someone's over it. Something's over it. People are ready to move forward. Your greatest hopes and greatest fears, again, is the Ace of Pentacles. So this is, here's being, you know, it's this concern of something that's beautiful future not manifesting for you. And again, this is just our own, you know, not knowing, and it's okay. Don't worry about it. This placement's always like, it's the area you don't need to be worried about it. Now, what's interesting here is that we have the Ace of Cups in reverse as an outcome card. Now, the Ace of Cups in reverse has to do with emotions being blocked or repressed. So I'm having a feeling here that you might have a little bit of a challenge to reach your partner's level of emotionality and availability. And, you know, if you guys watch my readings a lot, you guys know I always recommend the same thing here, which is speak from your feelings in relationships, not evaluations. So anyway, I just wanted to get that out of the way here. So real emphasis on this is just a reminder that you need to do the work, the hermit work. It looks like I'm having some technical issues, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to restart, and then I think it'll start a new feed, so I apologize. It looks like it's freezing a little bit. So I'm going to restart here. I'll be back up on, just go to the Street Level Spirituality page on the main page if you want to come back on. Daisy, sorry about that. But anyway, if you guys want to join me back on, I'm going to log back on. It'll take probably about 60 seconds, 90 seconds here. I have to restart.